What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you a late review for Monday Night Raw, the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. This was a great show. I ain't gonna lie, this show was good. It had some good matches. They really tried to put on the show for Monday Night Raw. Well, we start off with Big E. I think, he came off of like a promo, basically welcoming everybody to. He welcomed the WWE Universe both at home and in attendance in Houston. I think it was in Houston, and to the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. I'm trying to see what else he said. Yeah, he was saying what better place to host the season premiere than to host the season premiere than the place that gave us DJ Screw. I think he said some more stuff and he said some more people, and then I think he went on to say something about, and then he said then he mentioned this particular place to be in, and the city they in is Houston, Texas, and then he talks about he congratulates basically Xavier Woods on becoming King Xavier, and he thanks Drew McIntyre. He said like Drew McIntyre, how iron sharpens iron, or I think that's the phrase, and he said, thanks to Drew, he's been sharp and he's better than ever and better before, which brings him to the next part of his agenda is who is next, who is next to challenge him for this baby right here, the WWE Championship, and out comes Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins annoyingly, I love Seth Rollins when he do his intro because he like dances like he's just an annoying jackass. He comes out basically to the ring and basically and tells Big E, well, he laughs in Big E's face. And then and tells Big E, why I'm out here. I should be the one that's next in line to have a shot at the WWE Championship. Trying to see. Yeah, he basically then Big E basically was like I'm sorry to inform you though, but you lost the Edge, and he was like. Seth Rollins got agitated. He was like, "What Edge isn't here?" He said, "I went through hell, in Hell in the Cell." And he said he went through hell, and he deserves. He said, to be able to fight for the WWE Championship. He said, as we are. He said since he called Roman Reigns the tribal chief a coward for not giving him an opportunity. He said, "What type of champion do you want to be? Do you want to be like Roman Reigns?" A coward, or do you want to be a fighting champion? And he said, Big E's basically like, I don't think you're hearing me. You lost to Edge, which means take your butt to the back of the line. And then I think Big E, Seth Rollins started arguing with Big E, and then this will bring out Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio basically runs basically tells he tells Big E that if anyone, and then he said, on top of that, he wants to win the championship one more time. He said if anyone deserves a championship match for the WWE Championship, it would be him. Then he lists the accolades of him being a former Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, Tag Team Champion, World Heavyweight Champion. I think he said he either said 2 or 3. I can't remember. I think he's a 3-time world champion and a 1-time WWE champion. he also was making eye puns with Seth Rollins. He said you must have that Hell in a Cell match must have messed up your depth perception. Because me and when you don't see eye to eye. He kept doing all that type of stuff. So he was making a call back to their previous rivalry. I'm trying to see. I forgot who came out after Ray. That was okay. Finn Balor, yeah, Finn Balor was next. He comes out, and basically does the same thing. Talking about how he's a two-time NXT champion. He's a former Universal champion. He lists his accomplishments and says that Ray, I respect. I have nothing but love and respect for you, but he should be the one who faces Big E for the WWE Championship, and I think KO comes out next. Yeah, Kevin Owens comes out and he runs down his list of accomplishments. Being a former WWE champion and Universal champion, and so on and so forth. I ain't gonna keep. You get the gist of it. They come out. He come out and basically start messing with Seth Rollins and telling Seth Rollins that he beat him to become the Universal Champion right here in the middle of this ring. Like your head was where Finn Balor's feet are, and then Seth Rollins gets mad and attack Kevin Owens. He attacks Kevin Owens. He hits Rey Mysterio and attacks Finn Balor before they all start attacking him. And then he will roll out the ring. Sonya Deville will come out and basically say that if all four of you men want, referring to Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, Kevin Owens, and Finn Balor. She was saying that if all four of you want a championship match so bad, then you will compete for one later on tonight in the Fatal 4-Way. And then you got Seth Rollins, who was up at the ramp next to her, yelling at her, saying she's lost her mind. She needs to change it and give it to him. He deserves his one-on-one with Big E. He was basically like in her ear yelling, and she was like, you know what? And at this point, because he was yelling so much, I was like, oh, man, maybe she about to change it and give it to Seth Rollins. She said, because this is the season premiere of Monday Night Raw, she said, why don't we up the ante and make this match even more special? We make this match a ladder match. So later on, it was announced that later on it would be a fatal 4-way ladder match to determine the next number one contender for Big E's WWE Championship. I don't think we even saw Nikki and Rhea Ripley tonight, or I don't think we didn't even get no vignettes about upcoming superstars. But the first match would be the Street Profits versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus Alpha Academy, with the winner, just like what was going to happen later on in the Fatal 4-Way, the winner of this tag team match, of the triple threat tag team match, would get a chance at Arcade Bro. But unlike the Fatal 4-Way, the championship match for the tag team titles will happen actually later on that night. So this match was a good match. It was very good. Like, all three teams brought it. All three teams looked it good. You had Alpha Academy. Everybody looked like they could have won it. And it was surprising. And like, the only thing I had to nitpick about was the whole reasoning for Omos to come out. And I understand why he had to get involved. What was the purpose of it? Because as they already lost the titles and lost the rematch. What was the purpose of him being out there? And why did he target the Street Profits? Like, I don't understand. But Omos would come out and basically target Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, which would cause I think by this point Alpha Academy and then got taken out, and it was only like Dolph, the Street Profits, and Dolph and Robert, and thanks to the distractions from Omos, who just basically took out Montez Ford, and then he would hit Angelo Dawkins with a right, which would allow Robert Roode to get the pinfall, thus giving Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode a championship opportunity later on tonight for against RK Bro for the Raw Tag Team titles. We will get Queen Zelina's Royal Coronation promo, which Zelina gets mad because it starts off with Zelina getting mad because she, I guess the announcer dude didn't announce her right. She was like, "I'm tired of all this disrespect, and I will not put up with it no more." And she made him redo it, but the way they rehearsed it, and then he would redo it, and they would actually do the little Queen/King's little thing, and she was like, "There was that so hard?" And I'm like, really? Now she gonna talk like she a queen, and she basically run like Xavier. She basically runs out on what her being queen, the first ever Queen's Crown winner, and that or you could say Queen in the Wing, Queen of the Ring. And basically saying that she, is she going to be a benevolent queen, a cruel queen, and all this type of stuff. And she says and then she just says all the above, and then she mentions how Doudrop faced her Wrath, who tried to get in her way, and she would teach Doudrop again, like she did at Crown Jewel, what happens when you try to get in her way and try to stop her from achieving greatness. I'm trying to see, did she said something else I was trying to remember. Oh yeah, she said for too long she's been underappreciated for her greatness, but she says not anymore, and that's when she gets to talk about some of this other stuff. But yeah, our second match would be Doudrop versus Queen Zelina, and that match was, I don't know. It was weird. It wasn't weird. It was more like I didn't really care for it because it was just a repeat of Crown Jewel. The only difference was Zelina tried to basically cheat because Doudrop was getting the upper hand on her, and she basically goes to undo the ring post, but then she'll come. But then when the referee basically, and right in front of her, the referee was like, "Hey, you can stop that," and she moved. She's like, "Okay, fine, I move." And I'm stopping. He goes to try to put it on. She goes to grabs the scepter, who, when this match first started, she wouldn't even drop. She tried to keep it in her hand, but they, Doudrop forced her to drop it. She grabs the scepter while the referee was looking, hit Doudrop with it, and pin her 1, 2, 3, basically giving us the same result from Crown Jewel. I don't even call this like a Crown Jewel rematch. I don't think they didn't call it. They didn't call it that on Raw, but that's what I called it. We got a Becky Lynch promo. Next, which Becky Lynch basically starts by saying the man's coming around. The man, she says, the new Raw Women's Champion and the new face of Raw has come around to Houston. She says it feels good to have the title back, the title that she never lost since WrestleMania. I forgot which WrestleMania it was, but it was, I think, the year before last. WrestleMania, it was something like that. And they said she never lost it, and she said she's back to pick up where she left off. She goes on to talk about, how she wants to face new people, how nobody wants to see her face Bianca again, but then Bianca would come out and basically tell her that she's not going nowhere, that she basically wants to challenge Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship, considering that she beat the Raw Women's Champion, or I think she beat her by DQ. Beat her by DQ. But technically, she did beat the champion, which earned her a championship match. Becky, she starts berating Becky and tearing her down, basically telling her that she know who she is without the championship, but Becky don't. Without the championship, Becky ain't nothing. This angers Becky. into them having a fight with Bianca getting the upper hand, with Becky getting the microphone, leaving the ring, getting the microphone at the up top of the. They even fought with kendo sticks too, and but yeah, she would go to the top of the ramp and basically tell Bianca, "You want another championship? You want another shot at the man in the championship? Then you got it, but not tonight." And basically leaving Bianca to stand tall. Okay, yeah, we getting there. Just see something real quick. Okay, yeah, the next match would be Damien Priest. Now this is like the start of a wave of new music apparently. Like the next 3 matches, each competitor, or just one of the competitors anyway, have new music now. Damien Priest was the start of it. He comes out with this new music. I'm trying to figure out why did they change his. I liked his old music. I'm not saying his new music is bad. I just liked his old music. I liked his old music and didn't see the need to change it. But apparently, the new change with music also came with a new attitude. As he was having a good match with TBar, and they was having a good. It was a good. I wouldn't say it was a bad match. It was an okay match. They was having an okay match until TBar picked up a chair from the ring from the where the announcers be talking and the commentators, and he would hit Damien Priest with the commentator's chair, which angered Damien Priest and caused him to snap and beat the hell out of TBar. So apparently, it looked like they might be working like an edgier, more aggressive, either an edgier, more aggressive Damien Priest, or they slowly working him to become heel. I think this will be the first time since NXT he's been a heel. Cause they turned him face in NXT, then he came over to the main roster face. But yeah, Damien Priest will win the match via DQ because of what TBar did. But we'll get the next match, which is for the fifth or sixth time in a row, we got Liv, which is supposed to be new Raw with new roster, and we got the same old SmackDown repeat. We got Liv Morgan versus Carmella for the umpteenth time. That means nothing at this point, because either you're gonna have Carmella, you're gonna have Liv Morgan win and push her, or you're gonna have her lose like they did, and she's just gonna be in the back with Dana Brooke. But yeah, this is another match I didn't really care for because it was the same old thing. I'm tired of looking at Carmella and her stupid mags. The only thing about this was Liv Morgan. I think she taunted Corey Graves by congratulating him on being engaged to Carmella. Carmella, there was one funny spot where Carmella was telling Corey to tell everybody how beautiful she is, and as he was getting ready to, Liv Morgan came and like almost face buster her face onto the table, and he was like, "Oh!" That's when she congratulated him on the engagement. But yeah, Carmella also got new music. I thought it was by Megan Thee Stallion, but but she got a new music that with a woman rapping similar to Megan Thee Stallion. But yeah, Carmella would get, I guess, with new music and a win. The next match will be Keith Lee, or Keith Bearcat Lee, versus Cedric Alexander. Keith Lee also has new music now, and he don't have his new music, don't even have his voice saying Keith Lee anymore. But this was a good match. Keith Lee dominated majority of the match. Cedric did get some offensive in on Keith Lee, but he looked like to anger him, and then he would get hit with the spear bomb or the Big Bang Catastrophe, I think it's called. Yeah, the Big Bang Catastrophe, and he would pick up the win. No carrying across. We'll get the next match, which is Dominic Mysterio versus Austin Theory. I guess that was built up from earlier tonight, where Austin was basically trying to assault the Mysterios, and he would end up getting the victory. I mean, he would end up getting into a match with Austin Theory getting the victory over Dominic Mysterio. Dominic still on the losing streak. Don't know where they're going with this, but I'm guessing they're trying to turn Dom heel. We will get the next match, which is RK Bro versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode for the Raw Tag Team Championships. You know what? I didn't. I thought I wrote it down. I forgot to write it down. Write that down real quick. You get to see me do something. You get to see me edit my notes right here on the spot. Okay. Yeah. So this match was This was a good match leading to the main event, and this match was really good. Dolph, RK Bro, Randy Orton, and Matt Riddle, they really brought it. I thought we was gonna see like an interference from AJ Styles or Omos again, but no interference. It was just a straight up match between the two. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler really brought it. It really was a good match. They had their spots, but in the end, the tandem of RK Bro will pull out the victory and retain the title, and thus your winners. But yeah, this was a very good match. I enjoyed that match. It was very good. But we get to the main event. The main event, which is the Fatal 4-Way ladder match. My God, they lived it. They really lived up to it. It wasn't like just a quick ladder match. This match had a decent amount of time, which is why everything felt a little rushed, because they wanted to give this the most time. It had to have a proper match, and that's what it was. The Fatal 4-Way ladder match was that. It was good. You had Kevin Owens kind of busted himself open, but he came out and did his entrance. He kept banging his head against the ladders to hype himself up, but it kind of like Goldberg and bust himself open right up here at the top of his head. But otherwise, the match was good. I mean, we had the usual ladder pin between the ring and the announcer table. We had the usual chairs, the usual table. No chairs, but we had the usual table spot. I think Rey Mysterio was put to the table by Kevin Owens. Yeah, Rey Mysterio was put to the table by Kevin Owens. Everybody got hit with a ladder, of course. Everybody got the usual. They on the ladder trying to grab it, but again get pushed off of it. I think Rey Mysterio got that a couple times. Kevin Owens got that. Seth Rollins got it a couple times. But Kevin Owens was the one who took the big through the ladder spot, thanks to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins put heaved him up over his shoulders. I think Kevin Owens was trying to powerbomb him onto it, but Seth Rollins reversed it and just lifted him up over his head onto the ladder. That took him out for the rest of the match. Rey Mysterio was taken out, like I said, from the powerbomb through the table by Kevin Owens. That just left Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. After Kevin Owens went to the ladder, Finn Balor tried to climb up the ladder, but it seemed like his leg was hurt. So he couldn't, it was having a tough time. But then Seth Rollins would pull him down, hit him with the stomp, and climb up the ladder to win the match. And Seth Rollins is now your number one contender. He will get greeted by Big E, who basically, he tried to say, it's my time. He said, I'll do anything to get that. He said, don't touch my title. He tried to stand his hand to shake it, but Big E didn't want to shake it, so Seth Rollins was just like, yeah, see you soon, boy. But yeah, overall, this match was a good match. It was a great, not a good match. It was a great match, an awesome match. This was the match of the night. If I would give this episode of Raw anything, I would give it 9.5 big ups, just because I take points away for the Carmella match and what other match? The Doudrop and Zelina Vega match, just because I really didn't care for those matches because they was repeat matches. But everything else was fine. The promos was fine. The matches was fine. But let me know in the comments what you thought of the Monday Night Raw. If you enjoyed it, didn't enjoy it, what match was your favorite match? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then hit that button right there in the upper right corner for all of my wrestling WWE reviews. And if you truly enjoyed the channel, you want to support the channel. Truly enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then hit that like button. hit that subscribe button, become part of the tribe because your tribal chief demands it. And hit that notification button because you don't want to miss when I drop videos because Nintendo Day Wednesday is coming up. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. I know y'all seen that Halloween theme intro. It's not going to be my intros for all the videos, but just for the Halloween. But see you in the next one. Peace.